So this is it. Ta-da!
Cool place.
Oh, thanks. Well, the table and the couch are Jason's, so I have to get new ones. I have been bringing him up too much, haven't I?
No, I mean, I love hearing about your ex. So.
Oh, great. I might have to make it kind of an early night, just so you know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, should I
No.
go now?
Let's have a drink.
It was extremely slice of life, and I love myself a good slice of life, so I thought it was great. I really think it did a good job of building the suspense of fear, and kind of like, seeing that she's a little uneasy, but kind of seeing how he doesn't really know how to. I mean, he probably can read the room, but chooses not to read the room. And I thought both of the actors did very well. Their chemistry, or like, the chemistry of having a lack of chemistry, was really great. And I thought they worked very well together. The guy not having boundaries was just so irritating to watch, and which was the point, but it was just so crazy to see it in real time, because like things like these happen behind closed doors. They either happen unless you've experienced it. It's just very much something that you don't. It's like an uncomfortable situation. So when you see it personified, and unfortunately, if more people see this, they'd be like, I can relate to this. Like, people experience this all the time. I was so triggered when he started gaslighting her. I was like, don't gaslight her. And again, it's so relatable. It felt so real. It felt so natural and unfortunately authentic. So I thought it was really, really great.
I mean, the minute he gets really comfortable in her space, which makes her more comfortable, right? It makes also me watching it uncomfortable. I'm like, what's going on here? The fact that he takes her phone, she discovers in his back pocket, the fact that it's off. Everything that is happening is making her more uncomfortable as the day goes on, because he's not taking any hints. And I think this piece is supposed to make the audience feel more uncomfortable, especially me as a woman. And I felt just that. I felt more and more uncomfortable as the date went on. And I mean, it showcases the miscommunication that happens in dating all the time, which is what it's supposed to make you think is, oh, she just overreacts. She's not sure. But no, it also shows you the intentions of some of the people that are out here in the world. When she doesn't lock the door after him, I yelled at the screen. Why did you not go to the door to make sure it's locked? Because that's the first thing I would have done. One, he wouldn't have been in my house. But in the event that he was in my house, I would have went to the door to see if it was locked. I'd have probably looked out the window, made sure he walked away, like whatever I got to do. Then I would have called someone on the phone before allowing myself to relax. So when he is still in the house, I am not surprised. I was not surprised the minute she didn't lock the door. I said they didn't have her lock the door because they wanted this to be here. But I just knew he hadn't left. She clearly wasn't ready to be on this date. He clearly had negative intentions, which I thought were very clear throughout, but he didn't play into the rapey aspect of it. I like that they directed him to sort of allude to that, but keep it hidden so that it's not like overtly, so you could still question. But the minute she didn't go lock the door after him, I'm like,
Sort of every woman's worst nightmare come to life. It was performed super realistically, which made it even more terrifying for me, especially. It's just what every woman fears when she goes out on a questionable date. It just goes to show you can never be too careful, because things like this do happen in the world, and that's why women are always on the alert, especially on not just blind dates, any kind of dates where you're meeting someone for the first time. But you can really see the gaslighting in this film. Him trying to make her seem like the bad guy, make her seem like the crazy one, even though he does have horrible, bad intentions. And she ends up believing him and punishing herself basically for being crazy, when in fact she was totally in the right, and her instincts were correct, because we see at the end that he is lying in wait in her house. And of course, the filmmakers decided to give us that cliffhanger. We have to guess what happens, which I thought was a smart choice, because it definitely leaves us on edge at the end of this film and left to the imagination.
The plot develops in a certain way that we've seen before, of course. a man and a woman, they just go back to the woman apartment, but she doesn't want, she just wants to talk, whereas he wants to do more. And then in the end, she ends up being quite afraid, quite scared, but she managed to send him out. And then she starts thinking maybe she just overreacted. And then in the end, we find out that the man is still there waiting for her to get fully undressed and probably assault her. I think it was very powerful and very scary at the same time. The fact that the main character is unaware that he's still there, I think it was a really unexpected ending, and it really gave me the chill at the same time. So I think it was a very well done film with a strong message as well.
The discomfort of the characters was palpable, and I could definitely feel myself as an audience member empathizing with the fear and discomfort of the situation. I think they explored it in a really great way, and the dialogue is well written to kind of show both interpretations of a situation, and but also that confusing element of not being able to trust your instincts. So I think it's a really interesting way that it explores it with a lot of nuance so that the audience can kind of feel what the main character is feeling along the journey.
This is triggering and so relatable. Gaslighting oneself after a traumatic, abusive relationship, having someone new with a charm and the ability to manipulate, specifically this individual. He knew what to say, when to say it, to put her at ease, and it's just her fear of losing her own mind, thinking she's overreacting or exaggerating. It's just the gaslighting definition. It's such great performances. They have also very interesting closing song and such a terrifying end. You have this phone call with her letting go of her last chance of support or getting any help, and then this imminent attack, or at least the threat of it. It's brilliant, the most brilliant horror story I've seen in a while.